So folks, it's now 9 o'clock the next morning and we're only just departing. We were supposed to have departed last night, but unfortunately the Queen Mary came in very late yesterday due to a big storm out at sea. So they've been loading stuff all night and we're only just departing. As you can see, I'm looking very tired. That's because I had a very bad sleep. It's very strange to be sleeping on a boat that isn't moving. Now here's an interesting little fact. Galis Duncan and Claire are not the only people that can time travel in the Outlander series. And what the hell happened to Roger's parents? These little novellas that Diana has written fill in some interesting backstories about some of the major characters in the book, and they are well worth reading. But before we get on to that, we're going to do a bit of shopping. I've been told we have to do some shopping now. One of my favorite pastimes. So this is every woman's paradise. So if you don't want to make your wallet a lot lighter, do not come shopping here.
That means that I'm gonna do probably that.
So Justine, how are you feeling? You've turned green. The sea hasn't even picked up yet. That's my daughter's seasick already. We haven't even started yet. And for the men, if you've had enough shopping, just pop into the champagne bar while the women keep shopping. At least when you get your credit card bill in, the pain won't be so hard. So folks, if this is the first time you're following my vlogs, you can follow my entire series of book reviews for 2018 on my Outlander World Tour series. I'll place the link below in the description and you'll be able to go to the first video in the series. Now I'll be more or less updating this series several times a week, so please check back often because there will be updates every other day. So unfortunately I'm going to have to do my vlog indoors today. The wind is blowing a two-stroke outside, it's raining and everybody's decided to sit inside the lounges and it's really noisy. So inside my cabin is the only peace I'm going to get today. So A Leaf in the Wind of All Hallows is a very short story, a novella. It's approximately about 16,500 words long and it's a Second World War story. It tells a story of what happened to Roger MacKenzie's parents, Jeremy and Dolly, and more importantly, what happened to them during the Second World War. Now, of course, Outlander fans will know who Roger is. Roger and Brianna become an item in season 3. Now, Roger always believed that his father was shot down as a pilot over the English Channel during the Second World War. Now, Roger's father is in fact a Spitfire pilot. And as irony would have it, he was actually approached by Frank Randall. Now Frank Randall was of course Claire's first husband, and he was approached to test out some new camera equipment while flying over Poland. And it was unfortunately during a training exercise that Jerry's plane actually went down and crashed into a stone circle. Now this stone circle was in Northumberland, and when Jerry woke from the crash, he actually found himself in another time and another place. Struggling to survive and completely lost, Jerry comes across two rough-looking chaps who help him. Now, one of them seems to know Jerry very well. They actually help him find his way back to the Standing Stones and to his own time. But when Jerry gets back, he discovers that he's actually missing 2 years. So he's now very confused. He makes his way back to London. Now during this time, Jerry is actually presumed missing or dead. Jerry went desperately looking for Dolly and his young son Roger. While Jerry goes looking for his family, a bomb attack starts happening and Jerry is forced to go shelter in a tube station. In a heart-wrenching moment, as Jerry goes down the stairs of the tube station, he sees his wife Dolly, and just at that moment there's a massive bomb explosion, throwing herself and young Roger into the air. Jerry manages to catch Roger, and his wife is never seen again. Once you start forming a bond with the characters in Outlander, you can't help but feel for Roger. He will never really learn what happened in the aftermath to his mother when the bomb struck. So just in conclusion, this little novella covers some of the backstories of the characters in Outlander. Unfortunately, it raises more questions than it answers. I must also warn you that this isn't a standalone book. If you're not an Outlander fan, you're going to get completely confused. The story is too short and you do not get enough explanation of what's going on. Now, you should really read this after book 8, Written in My Own Heart's Blood, which tells the story of what happened to Roger's father. Did I mention to you that this is a very short story? It's only about 55 pages long and it will take you roughly an hour, hour and a half to read. Now, this isn't long enough to get to know the characters and to get involved into the storyline. Nonetheless, for Outlander fans, this is an interesting little story and adds an extra time travel twist to the plot. It's interesting to read some of the backstories about some of the smaller characters. It's really difficult to place this particular story. It's not a romantic novel, but it does have romance in it. It is historical fiction, but it's also got a sci-fi time travel twist to it. If you are an Outlander fan, then you will want to read this story. I recommend it. We're now on level 3. This is the level for all the shops. So level 3 is the floor you want to completely avoid. Well, it seems I've lost the family in this maze of shops. I think I'm going to get into trouble now.